Yo YouTube, it's Big Mike. Without further ado, retro. We're doing some more eBay pickups. Cheers. Right, our first pickup is a game that I haven't played yet, but many people have talked about it. It's Batman on the Mega Drive. It's box complete. I put in a good offer on this, and I managed to win it. So I think I paid just over £10 for this on eBay, and I think that generally it goes for slightly more than that. As you can see, I'm trying to do this one-handed again. It's got the manual there, and it's got the cartridge. When I received it, the cartridge was the wrong way, so I rectified that and put it in, pins facing in the correct way. Right. Next one is, which I didn't have, is New Zealand Story on the Amiga. As far as I'm aware, this is the only box they did this with on the Amiga. I've not seen another box. There's not, as far as I'm aware, a big box release of this. Now, the case is broken there. Not really too bothered about that. I do have other cases, some spare cases. But I believe I put a real small bid in on this, and I managed to get this for under £5, so that's an absolute bargain, even if I do have to replace the case. So that's that one. We've got one here I haven't opened. Just sort of had this to sort of show people how to blooming pack things, or suggest how to pack things. But this person sent this. It's a Dreamcast game. It's wrapped like this. I haven't opened it yet. It's a game that I have, but it's a sealed Dreamcast game. So I put a small offer in on it and won it. So it's a good, sealed Dreamcast games aren't. They are about, but the price I paid for this was ridiculous. So, but they packaged it like this in cardboard, and it was also inside of a bubble wrapped envelope as well. And that's how you should package games when you send them to people, not just in brown paper as some people. One of the games I had here was an Amiga big box game, and it was sent just in brown paper. I can't believe it got to me in the condition that it got to me in, but that's how you should, make a cardboard outer, use plenty of tape, bubble wrap, and then inside of a bubble wrap envelope as well if possible. Sometimes people are paying a lot of money for these games, and it's a bit disheartening when you get the game and it's not in the condition you've seen it in the thing. This is the game that was in bubble wrap, which is absolutely crazy. Turrican 2. I seen this. It was a very good price. I've got a feeling this box is not the correct size. I'm sure I've got another Turrican 2, and I'm sure it's a proper full-size big box. Whereas this is sort of the, like Chase HQ size box, or, Rainbow Islands sort of size box. You see the Amiga there. It's dented very much on the back, though. But, this is just to be part of the Turrican display that I have. I have Turrican. I don't have the original Turrican on Amiga at the moment, actually. I've got 2 copies of Turrican 2. I've got Turrican on the PC CD-ROM. I've got Turrican, Mega Turrican. I have Super Turrican 2, Turrican 2 on the Game Boy, Turrican 2 on the Spectrum disc. But yeah, there's still a few Turricans I have to get. But Turrican 2 on the Amiga, some of the greatest video game music of all time. Turrican 2 would certainly be up in the top 10 of video game music, in my opinion. Up there with Super Castlevania 4. That's another video I'm going to do, I think, is top video game soundtracks. Because there's a lot of good music there. A lot of music I listen to when I'm not playing games, because they're just such fantastic tracks, really well written. A lot of it by Chris Holzbeck. He's fantastic, absolutely superb. Which he coincidentally done Turrican 2 as well, and he did Turrican, done R-Type, and many others. So yeah, I might even do a video on Chris Holzbeck, because he's without Chris Holzbeck, a lot of gaming music would be very, very different, and I don't know if it'd be half as good. So that's Turrican 2. Anyway, right, on to some really nice big boxes now. I got these at an absolute steal. Very good price on these ones. So I just move things out of the way so we can get. And that's this one is Banshee. Banshee is an Amiga 1200 only, I believe, and the CD32. I got these at a great price. I can't remember what price I paid for them now, but it was very, very reasonable. And the condition of them is very nice. I think it worked out about £10 each for these. It might have been slightly more, might have been slightly less, but I think it was around the sort of £10 mark, which is really good. It's a really good shooter. This on the Amiga. It's a bit of a dark horse Amiga. It had some pretty good shooters. Not many, not a great deal, but I would say between 10 and 20 really great shooters. Really sort of good and unique to the Amiga. This one almost has like the very sort of the Bitmap Brothers sort of style of graphics. It's not by them, but you know, if you look at Speedball 2 or is it Magic Pockets and things like that, you know, sort of steampunk sort of graphics. It's very similar to that. But that's Banshee, like I say, a 1200 exclusive. So this one now, this is a lovely box on this one as well. The Mighty Soccer Kid. And I've got a feeling I've managed to pick this one up for less than £6 delivered. Which is just crazy. As you can see, your sort of typical Amiga sort of platformer, the sort of unusual colours and very unique to Amiga style gameplay. This was released on several systems, but Chrysalis Software, they did do a few good games on the Amiga. This was released on many systems. I was watching an auction for it actually on PlayStation, and I could not believe how much this game goes for on PlayStation. I think it sold just shy of 90 on the eBay auction I watched, and I looked at the other sort of ones on PlayStation on the eBay, and some of them were up to like £160. So obviously it's a later release, I believe, on the PS1, and there's not many of them about, so they fetch quite good money. So one I'll be keeping an eye out for if I see it cheap. So the likelihood of seeing it cheap is not very likely. And here's another Amiga absolute classic. Didn't realise this is an A1200 specific version, which is okay because I have an A1200. And this is the Chaos Engine. Absolutely superb game. This is called something else in America on the was it on the Super Nintendo? I'm not sure if it's on the Mega Drive as well out there, but it has a different name. But originally it was an Amiga release game, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure I'm about 100%, well, I think you're not 100% on it, because I would be 100% sure. But I'm pretty sure that this was an Amiga release and then released on pretty much every other system, Mega Drive, SNES, probably GBA, etc, etc. But it's a top-down Bitmap Brothers. Like I said, look at there, and if you see the steampunk graphics, all of their games look very similar to this. They all have their own sort of steampunk style graphics, which are great. It's very unique to them. Like I say, Banshee looks very similar as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the artists from Banshee had something to do with the Bitmap Brothers, the similarities, or it was influenced by them. You know, Speedball 2, Xenon 2, you know, they all have this this sort of pleasing graphics, pleasing to the eye. It's very steampunk. But yeah, that's the Chaos Engine. I think I'll pick this one up for £10 or maybe less, which is another nice addition to the collection. So, okay, well, the unfortunate news is that the pickups may be slowing down. We have a few more things to come through the post, but unfortunately, we're a bit we've overspent a bit this month, so the pickups, you'll probably have another pickup video this month, maybe 2, and they're going to be slowing down. But don't worry, I've got plenty of stuff in the collection to show you. I could probably make a video every day for a year or so, and I still wouldn't run out of things to show you. So we'll be doing collection videos and gems in my collection video, unusual things that I have in the collection and things like that. Okay, YouTube, once again, it's Mike, without further ado, Retro. One thing I always forget to say is like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much, YouTube. Cheers. Goodbye.